Okay, so we're live on the podcast, a little bit late, but still, it's kicking off with World Cup qualifying, Asian qualifiers, and also, what else? Israel is playing in it. So they're 3-0 up, aren't they? He says. Let's just double check. So we're doing Asian qualifiers, World Cup qualifying. What else was it? Yeah, Israel is 3-0 up on the international friendly with Belarus. So it's 3-0. I say Israel for another goal because there is a statement. They've already made their statement, but there is a statement which they wanted to resonate, as you've heard in my last podcast. And boy, did they do just that. They've just done 3 goals there. So I expect possible. I know it's a risk factor now. They've already polished their image with all the gambling sector, football fanatics in the World Cup. They've spread their image there on both Euro and World Cup there, their message there under the international friendly. It was inevitable. Cyprus is 3-up as well, 3-0 as well against San Marino. Greece, obviously, Greece will follow them through, follow Greece all the way towards just before the quarterfinals. And Ukraine as well, follow them also. Plus Sweden. And when I say these, I also mean the under 21s and the under 19s or whatever it is on the international scale, on the Euro scale as well, when I talk about these, because this is one of the couple that I elevate on with football in terms of debunking it. Bulgaria, there's currently Azerbaijan and Bulgaria is 0-0, right? If anything, I say it will stay 0-0 at 1.55 odds. Indonesia and Bahrain right now, Indonesia women are up. Bahrain women are due. And I'm shocked that Bahrain women ain't performed yet. So we might have a 2-1 there eventually, possibly. It's currently 2-0, 83 minutes. Risky, very risky. South Africa is 2-1 right now against Zimbabwe. I reckon it will stay that way. Zimbabwe will try. But South Africa, if you could follow them through, as they move up in the notches towards their World Cup qualified African game played. Libya right now is down 1-0 against Cape Verde. So I expect both teams to score. I expect Libya to score in this game 5.50 odds. Probably last time I looked at it, so it's probably gone up now. Qatar and India, right? Oh gosh, yeah, missed it. We've missed it. I knew that would happen because it was in the best interest for bookmakers to entice India to score. It's 2-1 right now, and it's 92 minutes in. I think it's really, still going slightly, but it'll stay that way. Oh, look, there you go. South Africa 3-1 right now against Zimbabwe, and that will stay like that. I don't think we expect much more than that. They've resonated their message. What else here? Man and Kazakhstan, 1.67 odds for a draw. It's currently 1-1. I reckon it will stay that way. Iran and Uzbekistan. Yes, right. 1.67 odds for Iran. And I say that, forget about politics, I say that because I am the debunker of the gambling sector when it comes down to political betting. That includes horse racing and all the other sports for that matter, because it is political. I don't give a toss what anyone says. By the way, Lebanon versus Bangladesh. I wouldn't put you off trying to get both teams to score for Bangladesh there. It's currently 4-0 for Lebanon beating Bangladesh. I say that because those kind of weak games where there's not a lot of public. Oh gosh, there you go. Boom! Fourth goal, Israel scores. And that is what they want you to say. Did you see that? Did you see that reaction that I just done there? I didn't do that reaction, right? The time now is 18:39 on the 11th of June 2024. Here I am debunking the World Cup qualifiers, Asian qualifiers, Euro qualifiers here before you, live to you, coming to you from London to Islington. And Israel have just scored the fourth goal, right? So they've got the message out. The message has gone out right now. And I'm really pleased because everybody out there, I've been tipping about this game. And if you followed my shorts and my podcasts recently, especially today's, you would be profiting right now in this factor. Now, bear that in mind with Iran and Uzbekistan. Yeah, that is going to be a motherfucker of a race. Pardon me if you're not cockney like me. But this is going to be a both team to score, right? Or it's put it this way, right? Uzbekistan is there to defend that goal, right? They're there to absolutely no way through, right? That's the way Uzbekistan is going to play. Uzbekistan is supported by the Western forces. Iran is not, right? Lebanon is not. It's 4-0 up Lebanon. It's 1.750 odds for Iran right now. Draw is 2.87 and it's 7-1 for Uzbekistan. Now, I do see a both team to score, yeah, because one of them will break. One of them two teams is going to break, and who is going to break first? Well, the world reckons Iran is going to break first, and when I say break, by the way, is score the first goal. But because of that analysis, because of that strategy, because of that perception, because of that popularity, because of the world being drenched to think that Iran is dog's bollocks, basically, when it comes to World Cup and so on, or an Asian Cup. Now, the reason why I say that, and I really, anyone who tried to accuse me of talking politically from the political side of governmental side of it, fuck off. The rest of you, yeah, I am here to narrow down your as an advocate to narrow down your selections and present them to you for your short listing as you place bets. Yeah, be careful, by the way, while I remember that. Yeah, be careful the words live. When you see a bet there, second goal live, yeah, or the word live, there's a synonymous meaning to second goal and second goal live, or draw live. So be absolutely careful how you approach the gambling sector. There's money here we're talking about, so this is serious. Uzbek, as I said, Oman and Kazakhstan, I reckon will stay a draw, right? Kazakhstan is right proper like backed by Israel and all that, isn't it? But Oman is also like right. How can I say this? Yeah, Iran is a puppet country. Let's try and be political sometimes, not all the time. What else? Let's get back here. Algeria. I can see a list of Algeria in the league. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games there. They're nearly finished. There's only a couple of them left. Constantine, 15-1. Hasn't 15-1. Currently. Oh, they've just locked it in, the bastards. It's just gone into 90 minutes. So we'll see. Anyway, let's get back on this. When you see Constantine, by the way, remember the word Constantine. Remember the word Constantine in football, in different football team names. The word Constantine, it has a historic significance. When in football, you should be noting that and considering it an anti-Zionist type analysis of debunking the sports sector here. I must buy a mug and write on it something on the back of it as I talk to you. Right, this is obviously this is a what else here can I do? I'm just trying to find some value in this podcast before I terminate it here. So Iran is a good flutter, 1.75. South Africa have done their job. I expect possibility that Zimbabwe might make it 3-2. Yeah. Just to sway the balances of several folds of people to get them to shit themselves to cash it in. But that could be put in a tricksy for a possible one. Rwanda is 1-0 up. I've debunked Rwanda. I've told you lot all, and I'm so happy that they've scored there. And they're 1-0. I don't think that they'll score a second. I think they've done their side of it. I wanted them to, but a one and a analysis are two different things. And this is how I separate myself from giving you tips that I want. No, I don't do that. I use Black Op, PSYOP, and NLP to debunk it. And I use political analysis and geopolitical analysis of the World Cup and Euros, those big, massive races, the big, massive games, you see, including races as well. Let me see. Let me see what else. What's locked in here? Belarus and Israel is locked in at 88 minutes, 42 seconds. It's 4-0 currently to Israel. I haven't even refreshed my screen. Yes, that looks good to me. And all that I've said there, we've just had a Cyprus and San Marino both teams to score 4-1 right now. They might make it a 4-2, yeah, or a 5-1, yeah. So 4-2, 5-1, San Marino, Cyprus. Cyprus is a significant player in the World Cup, yeah. Bear in mind, it is an oil-rich country, yeah. Oh, by the way, talking of oil-rich, Saudi Arabia are playing later on today. So here's a tip for you. This podcast will be valid for forever. Do you understand this podcast? When I talk World Cup football, when I talk World Cup, Euro Cup football, yeah, the podcasts, political discussions, embed them in your mind, because if you look at my previous World Cup, yeah, and they're all there, those podcasts on my World Cup significant matters, you understand, you also know how to play this game. That's a good one. Yeah, look at my last World Cup podcast, go through them, right, go through the countries that I speak about, yeah, and you be guided by that analysis, be guided by that geopolitical debunking, which includes the political side of it. So you will understand when you want to play for the Asian and the Asian qualifiers or World Cup qualifiers and so on and so on. What else? Has Israel scored again? No, they've stayed at 4 goals so far. They might do a 5. I actually thought they'll do a 6 goals. Or there'll be 6 goals in total out of that game, but 4 goals so far wasn't so far out. What else? What else can I give value for money? Oh yeah, by the way, follow Rwanda in the African qualifiers. Yeah, all that malarkey about immigration, Rwanda, immigration, Rwanda, right? Just follow Rwanda on the African qualifiers. When I say follow them, I mean every time they play, favour them. Yeah, and if they're down, both teams to score. That also applies for Switzerland, by the way. Yeah, if you see Switzerland down, do both teams to score. Yeah, and bet on them to come back. Yeah, because we will see that, and follow Switzerland as well. I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying them as in they will win the end. What I am actually saying, to be even more give clarity and guidance to you, is up until the quarterfinals, my discussions about the World Cup football, the Euro Cup, and all the qualifying of these games, they will fall within the worthy of gambling bets, including, as I've designated them, as NATO countries. They will fall within the good flutters to bet on, or if they're behind, to come to do both teams to score on, or even just to play both teams to score, because they will have anti-Zionist countries teams that they will play, and it's those that you should do the both teams to score on as well. And so to coming back to give clarity on my analysis of these football games and the geopolitical debunking of side of it is, they will remain valid, that process of thinking, up until the quarterfinals and possibly even further, right? I hope I've explained that properly. If not, then I must be looking for another language to learn. What else? What else? As I've said, yeah, I'm looking at Iran and Uzbekistan right now. They really do look like is it's going to be a very defensive mechanism on the Uzbekistan side. I'm not watching the game, by the way. None of these games I'm watching them. Yeah, most of all the bettings that I give on football, and 99% of the ones that I give on horse racing, I do not watch the games. I do not watch statistics. I do not look for a Nike pair of trainers, or as opposed to, for example, a Arsenal football team, just because following them because they are more favourable than another. No, I don't look at it that way. So it is in your best interest to spread the word and observe what I'm saying, as an advocate for you, as someone who's been there and getting out of it right now, and picking just the cherries that I want out of it. So I will be, as you haven't heard me do podcasts on gambling for several months, probably since November, since my dad passed away. So from then, I haven't been doing the podcast. I've told you to try move over to Lebanese Tips, one word, punch up the word Lebanese Tips podcast on YouTube, and that is the podcast that I'd like you to all move over to and subscribe to, because I'll be not doing any more podcasts on this one here. Yeah, even though I've got more followers here, and I'm trying to push the word out. So my podcast will be moving over to that one. You'll see it there. It's got King Robbo on it, or Lebanese Tips with the British Lebanese flags there. You'll see it. What else? All right. I think I've done enough for this podcast. Can I catch anything here on the? Can I get any bargains there? Yeah, Israel stayed at 4-0, by the way, so far. Just trying to see if I could get a couple of horsey races here for this evening for you guys. And girls, of course, and ladies, and he's and she's and he's and she's and she's and he's and binary me's and all that malarkey. When I say malarkey, I say it with the greatest respect, but it's all going too fast. 1853. Right, time now is 1853, London local time, GMT. 1853. Let's look at the 1930 Weatherby, Southwell, 1855. Right, let's get on the Southwell 1855. It's running now. Oh no, that was gone. Hold on, it's 1853. What am I talking about? 1 second. I'm just almost. So we've only got Weatherby and Sligo. Right. Right, the Dabbler, 21 to 1, is racing on the 1945 Sligo. I'm going to pick, there's 4 showing there so with William Hill, so we might have that much or more places. Let me give another 3 at least. Right, no fusing, 11 to 1, that's 2. There's one there that says look, don't touch, right? And it's calling your bluff. It's at 29 to 1. And I'm going to suggest it as number 3. Look, don't touch. And Aghadi as the elephant in the room at 13 to 1. That's 4 there. That was hard work there. I'm going to do the 1915, but I'll do the last one at Sligo 2015. And I might as well do the last races to make this podcast valuable. Welcome if you joined us. I've just done some debunking of football. So if you want to refresh, if you want to go back a little bit, you'll catch up on the last of them. Where are we? Moonshine Girl, 51 to 1. Mrs. Mac Go, 21 to 1. That's number 2. I mean, the favourite there is 1.57 odds. So I'm obviously, I only give out tips to place, yeah? Yeah, check my podcast, always the case. I never tip the public on horse racing to win, never. I only tip place positions. And I'm struggling to find another one. Wild Mandate, 7.50 odds. That's 3 I've given out there. Let's do the Sligo 7:15 or 19:15 GMT London local time. Fairy Tale New York, 41 to 1. Yeah, I see this earlier. Brownstone, 6.50 odds. Hypersonic Missile, 4.33 odds. First time £1,000 backers. Hypersonic Missile to place. There's 4 places there. Put that one on your short listing for a place position. Currently giving 3 places 1.73 odds. They're not giving you a price for 4th places, but if you do want one, call them and they will do that. Contact them for that. What else? Here we go. Second Subaltern. That's 3 places showing 3.75 odds there in a 4-place race at least. Fairy Tale New York, 3 places is at 9 to 1, 3 places, 21 to 1, 2 places. Okay. Racing Daisy at 3.25 to odds to place. What else? I think I'll leave it right there. Okay, so we've done Sligo. So let's flip back to Wetherby and the 1900. So you've got a couple of minutes there. John L. Silver, by the way, to place. That sounds like John Lewis right? So that looks like a flatter there. Jez Bomb, by the way, I tipped it last. Is second favourite now. It's currently 6-1, right? And Ribble River is 8-1. So there's three I've quoted there that are place positions worthy. Also, they're Too Much Too Young, number 13, at 19-1. And by the way, the one that I actually think is a good flutter for a place, Daring Leader, 29-1. So I've given you quite a few there in a several place race there for the 1900. We're going to do the next 4 races there of tips and place positions. Put them into a lucky 15 each way, or place Trixie, place lucky 15. And let's see how we go between the ones I've just said there. Good to have a pen and paper with you while I'm giving out these live podcasts. And it's always good to catch me giving out live podcasts because you hear the reaction from me when I look at that race and as I attempt to debunk it. And I don't do favourites or bias. I use the Black Op, the PSYOP, and the NLP, well known across the horse racing sector to be giving out these tips and be debunking them in a way so much that I attracted the attention of the world's #1 tip service provider, OLBG.com, Oscar Lima Bravo Golf.com, OLBG.com. So they started following me and their champions started following me. And so obviously I'm rocking the boat. Jinni, right, Jinni. In Arabic, Jinni means devil. Race 1930 GMT in Wetherby in half an hour's time from now. 29 minutes to go. Jinni is currently 10-1. Iraq has just locked in with Vietnam, by the way. Iraq, by the way, yeah. Whatever happens, I don't know what the score is, but if it's down, if Iraq is down, Vietnam is up, I'd say both teams to score on that one, guys. Yemen, by the way. Yemen, check Yemen, get on Yemen, yeah. Yemen to win or both teams to score at least if they're down. Either way, Yemen to win, get on that. That's football there, so I say it just differently. Right, what else? Namus is 23-1. Namus means a knife in Arabic, or I think it does. And that is in that same race. Oh, by the way, Isle of Dreams, 6-1 in that race there. Right, what else? By the way, yeah, I'm looking at the favourite there. It's currently 4-1. Angel Land. Angleland, sorry. Yeah, sorry, that's Angleland. Unless they mean Angel Land, which means it's worthy of a place. Looking at the 2000 GMT Wetherby horse racing right now, giving you tips for place positions on all of them here. The place positions that are available. Cavalusi, 15-1. Jack Daniel, 34-1. Naval Academy, 51-1. Those are the 3 that I've given out so far, and they all fall within the Black Ops PSYOP NLP formula. Right, here's another one. Rida, 9-1. So that's 4 I've given out in that race there. Seotog. So I've given out 5. You may want to do now. Sometimes you will find that my tips that I give out in each race, because whatever place positions it has, I'll give you a tip there. Sometimes you'll find that there's worthy of a reverse forecast, or that I end up generating a TriCast, which happens quite frequently. I've done it before, numerous times. I can't remember how much times I've done it. So bear that in mind. Ludicrous odds, and they're also high risk. But if you throw a few pennies on them, you get things like £600 and upwards and stuff like that. So there you go. 8 o'clock has been debunked. 8:30. Weatherby. Savvy Warrior 5-1. Sorry, 5.50 odds. I mean, I tipped Very Clever before. Yeah, it's currently favourites at 4.33 odds. So I'm mentioning it because I've tipped it and it fell within the formula. I mean, that word locomotive, yeah, 26-1. That word locomotive, it's such a lucky word, isn't it? Oh, is it? We shall find out. Okay. Yeah, talking of another lucky word, Beechwood Star, 8.50 odds. So I've quoted 1, 2, 3. I've quoted 3 so far. 4. I've quoted 4. Very Clever, Savvy Warrior, Beechwood Star. What was the other one? Locomotive. Now, I'm going to quote to you the elephant in the room. Luella, 15-1. I should have included inspiring speeches, but and the only reason I'm bringing that up, 23-1, is because we are now at a time of elections, and as a result, the word speeches falls within the Black Ops PSYOP NLP formula. Um, what else? That's it. I think leave it for now. I'll leave it for now. I mean, without a doubt, Marching Mac. Whenever you see the word Mac, as in McDonald's, they've got such a bad reputation. They love to get you to go put your money on it to place and go and get a McDonald's, and you might find that that's the case this evening at 8:30. Stay tuned for McDonald's. Oh look. Okay, looking at the very last race in the horse racing here in England, the 2100 hours GMT London local time. Jewel Maker, 13-1. Gosh. All right, let's just. I mean, Life on the Rocks, 3.25 odds. It depends how you see it. Are they trying to populate the drug industry? Rocks, which means it can fall under the Black Ops PSYOP NLP formula. I know it's only 3.250 odds. What's happened there? All those selections are okay. Right. Yemen's gone locked in. Qatar's locked in. I don't know if that's finished. Saudi Arabia and Jordan. Oh, both teams to score. That was the football team I was going to tell you. Yeah, Saudi Arabia and Jordan, both teams to score. Yeah, over 2.5. I don't know what's happening right now, but we should see at least 4 goals there. Definite both teams to score. There's the Kings here at State. 2 kings are playing in this game. Yeah, I raise my voice and resonate my voice and exuberate my voice for a reason, to express myself as I annotate to the public the sports tips here, live commentary coming to you from British Lebanese here on the sports sector in my Lebanese Tips podcast. What else? I'm having problems picking the last race here. I mean, Laser Focus is obviously his favourite now. It's 3.250 odds. It does fall under the Black Ops NLP. I'll just run through that. Laser Focus falls under it. Life on the Rocks falls under the formulas I pick. And that's it, really. Eterna is the elephant in the room, if I pronounce that right. Arcanar, the word arc, yeah, formerly designated and debunked by a well-known journalist. The word arc, I'm not going to say much more on that one now, I don't need to, but I raise your awareness in the world's refugee crisis when I do these podcasts. And on that note, I promote charity. I help generate to promote charity with these podcasts. So if you're in a football team, or if you're in a workplace, in a warehouse or office, or any kind of environment where you could all chip in and put some money towards charity, my tips will help you do that. If you're in a function, in a party, or in a podcast, and you want to spice up your event, I can entertain you with that. And it's like a two-way street. It allows me to help you to make a donation to a charity of your liking. I used to pick my own charities and suggest them, but you could do what you like. It helps generate charity, and you win some money as well, and you feel good. It's because you've won money and you've also benefited a charity whilst doing it. And I'll be complimented by that, just that analysis there, by Lebanon's #1 Forbes World blogger, and in a DM, which I found quite nice. And also, as I've said before, the world's #1 tip service provider, OLBG, started to follow me. So obviously I'm rocking the boat, and hopefully I've rocked the boat for you this evening. I ain't checked the results, but if you follow those through, this podcast will be valid from now until the next World Cup and the years of the World Cups and Euros, big massive games, Euro Cups and so on. And therefore, until next time, I bid you a good day.